Hi everyone, Sudray9 here. Welcome back to Let's Play Final Fantasy 1, Dawn of Souls Edition. So, here we are, back at the Sunken Shrine. I went up and healed. Everybody stayed at the end. Everybody gained a level, so everybody's 41. And we're going to continue our journey. We're going to go the other way. Now, something I want to point out, as I was heading back up, there are quite a few treasure chests I missed on the 4th floor. The 5th floor is where the mermaids were. So a floor above that. If you take some of the paths there, you can find a light axe, which your warriors can use, and it's interesting because it also casts the Harm 2, or Diara spell. There was that. Diamond armor, which I'm wearing, which is a really, really good armor. Even stronger than the flame and ice armors that we have found in the past. And a little bit of money. I think that was just about it. The light axe and the diamond armor really stand out because that's new equipment. Now, the light axe is also stronger than any weapon we found so far. But the deal with it is that, again, you have that a little bit of lower accuracy. I don't know how much you'll feel it in this version. I always felt in the NES version when I used axes that I just missed a ton more, and it always stopped me from using them. But here I can actually see an accuracy stat. If I could in the NES version way back then, I never really paid attention. But it is stronger than any weapon you've had, and it's just a little lower accuracy, so feel free to use that. The reason I'm not using it is because I'm really just not much of an axe guy. Axes are really cool weapons, but I've always preferred the sword. 29 HP, 3 MP, Strength, Intelligence, Luck. 32 HP, 3 MP, Strength, Intelligence, Luck. 26 HP, 8 MP, Strength, Intelligence, Stamina. And 4 HP, 21 MP, Intelligence, Luck. Alright. Let's move on to a dead end. Great. Now let's head this way then. I don't think we're gonna see new enemies. I think we've seen just about what the game has to offer in this area, but who knows? It could surprise me. Boy, it would really help if I went the right way. Oh, good. This fight won't take long. 6. 6. Alright. Let's try this way. Yes, this looks correct. Now watch it lead to another dead end now that I said that. Oh, wrong again, Syndrel. As a parting gift, you can have people laugh at you. Right. Yeah, I knew that wasn't going to be enough, but I hope you can see just how useful the healing staff is. I know I've talked about it a little bit, but the fact that you could just use it as free healing and just gives a little bit of HP is great. Alright. Let's see what's in this room first. Luckily, I think from here, it's pretty straightforward where we go. 7 hits now. Nice. And that should kill the White Shark. A shame that Ruby didn't get to go, so we got that free healing again. Of course, for bigger healing, you'll want to use actual spells. And as long as you find the Mage Staff, this is more than likely the easiest fight you will have in here. It's this one. The Chiefs don't hit that hard because they're a weaker enemy. The Prince will go down from one hit of your Warrior's Master, or it'd be Knights now, sorry. Your Knight's Master, whatever damage dealer you have. See, they go down, and then Mage Staff. Now, I really shouldn't be using the flame sword here. Doesn't do me any good, really. But why not challenge myself a bit? Grab those. Head further. See what's down here. Want to make sure we grab all the treasure chests. And mage staff. This is the only thing about this fight, is that it could just take a little while because everybody goes. Healing staff. But they really won't do a lot of damage. And they'll do practically none, honestly. And there you go. Alright, and here we have quite a bit of money. That's good. And water elementals. And this won't do much, especially since it's a fire spell, but it might be enough between my hits and the flame staff to kill. Or mage's staff. Yep. Healing staff. Shame that all the hits went on Sai. And quite a bit more money. Hit, healing staff, and mage's staff. But by all means, feel free to use the light axe. Again, I don't think it was called that in the NES version. It was called something else. But feel free to use it. There you go. Shark. Again, this is easy. 7 hits, and that's it. Let's see. Look for another door. I think we're close to the end of this place. Although it is really big, it's kind of straightforward at some points, which helps the confusion. Nature staff. Alright. A lot of treasure chests. Money. Yeah, I figured there'd be a lot of stuff. Okay. Pyrolus. Cockatrice. King Mummy. You go. And you die. And since we have a lot of MP, no chances the rest of you die. Seven hits, you're dead. Block. And then Ice 2. Or Blizzard. Bye. Giant's Gloves. And 380. Giant's Gloves. Gloves that cast Saber when used. Now that's really neat. Because remember, Saber is the increased caster's attack and accuracy. Which would be huge for a knight. The only problem is you lose that all-important protection guards against insta-death. Because insta-death is a thing. Really? More than likely, I'm going to end up just wearing the protect ring for the rest of the game, which is kind of sad because the Giant's Gloves are really neat. If you didn't pick up protect rings, please use the Giant Gloves on a knight and have them use it, get the Saber effect, and then just wreck house. Very useful. If you've played the game a few times and you know what enemies use insta-death and which ones don't, you can, kind of in the areas, or a boss doesn't use insta-death, you can switch out the gloves. we'll get through this. Healing staff, and we're gonna cast Madara just so we can move on. Hit. And Thunder. Another light axe. Okay, so there's 2 here. You know, if you have 2 warriors or 2 characters that could use it, both people can. So that's good. White sharks. Simple enough. I think it's this dungeon we're gonna get a very important headpiece. Gain a level, HP 9, MP 4, Agility, Int, HP 9, MP 16, Agility, 6 HP, 20 MP, Strength and Stamina, 4 HP, 11 MP, Strength. Okay. Money. Again. Sharks and a prince this time. Again, not a very dangerous group. Unless your mage gets hit, then they will take some damage, but... Seven, you're dead. And... that's that. Ribbon! There it is. Ribbon that wards off special attacks. Now, I don't remember exactly how this ribbon works, because this is the first time ribbon was introduced. I don't remember if it was called ribbon in the NES version run. This has become a staple, accessory, helmet piece, whatever you want to call it, in Final Fantasy. And the ribbon is always super special because it... I don't remember exactly how it works here. It says it wards off special attacks. But typically what the ribbon does is make the character immune to all status effects. A huge item. No more worrying about getting poisoned or getting turned into stone or anything like that. Getting paralyzed, stunned, whatever. Ribbon is always a very important piece of equipment to find. We're gonna give that to the White Wizard. Now you say, maybe saying, why do we give it to the White Wizard? Well, one, that's just how I've always done it. I give it to the healer first, and the reason for that is they have ways to remove status effects. So White Wizard can cure blindness, it can cure poison, it can cure the stone status effect. In later Final Fantasies, White Wizards tend to learn Azuna, which is a huge spell because it removes all status effects, so they can cure anything. So make the person that can cure them immune to them. That way they can always cast it for the other party members. So glad we found the ribbon. Now again, I don't remember exactly how that works here. I think that's how it works in this first version as well. It may even do more. The thing with the ribbon is it's very iffy on insta-death attacks. I know a few times, maybe not necessarily in the RPG or the Final Fantasy universe, but just in RPGs in general. I know a few times it even stops insta-death, which is huge. But sometimes it doesn't. That doesn't count as a status effect. But sometimes the ribbon just stops special effects in general, and that includes, hey, insta-death. Just some fun trivia knowledge from this RPG veteran. So it's always a good case to kind of find out, you know, if it does or not, and then go from there. First floor, this should be the last one. Crystal should be here somewhere. I think this is the last floor here. Nothing there. Let's go this way. This looks promising. Staff. Oh, just so we can get a move on. There we go. Yeah, I bet this is it. Maybe up here? Oh, I don't want to cast just to kill one. Again, with MP, I'm a bit more, you know, I use my magic more often. You really wouldn't see me cast if I was playing the NES version. I'd be saving it all. I'd be saving just about all of it for the boss. Alright, let's try this one. There we go! Water elementals. Before we get started. Heal, heal. Now that won't kill, but this will. Good. Make sure everybody's healed up. You humans do impress. I would not have thought to see you here. Yeah, what? Oh, too bad. I'm here to restore light to the Crystal of Water. Get out the way. Do you really think you can defeat the Fiend of Water here in my own domain? Lightning 3 says yes. Fools! This dark depth shall be your tomb. The Kraken, and you look way different. I kind of like the look. The whole cape thing's kind of weird. I didn't expect you to have a cape. Anyway. Standard operating procedure. Attack, attack. Raise the party's defense. And your black mage, if you have a black mage, you will definitely want to cast Thundaga or Lit 3. It will do a ton of damage. As you can see, 412. Right off the bat there. Now, he does have, being a Kraken and having all those tentacles, can hit multiple times. Don't panic. Show this off, because I haven't. You can also buff up your warriors if you want to do that. Ugh. See, even with the Protect spell, it does a ton of damage to your mages. That's going to be the tough part. Hilaga. Lot of HP. And that's what she's going to be casting for the rest of this battle. Just to make sure everybody stays healthy. Your knights will of course take the hits much better. Like I said before, you can, just like every other boss fight, you can buff them up with haste, temper, etc. But we're going to let Sai shine in this battle. And there you go. A few casts of Lit 3 or Thundaga, and the Kraken's going to go down pretty fast. It's important you keep your... for that. Keep the... Yay, restore light. Keep your big spell cast for him. Yay! That opens the Life Spring Grotto. And I've decided, because I just wanted to keep this, like the NES version, I'm not going to show off any of the special dungeons. Feel free to do them yourself. I've been told there's some really cool things in there, which is neat. But I'm just going to do the normal game. Altar of Water, from which the power of water flows forth. And let's warp outside. And that's that. Yes, I already knew that. So somebody would make a remark. Nothing there that I want. I think it's in the other town. You have the Rosetta Stone? You must take it to my brother Un immediately. And we will do just that. But first, we're gonna rest, get our MP and stuff back. And because I'm over here, I'm gonna do something a little bit out of order. You would have to go talk to people and learn about this. Well, some of them here actually give you that hint, that they saw something behind a waterfall, right? So we're just gonna grab that right now. We're gonna buy a couple of remedies. Cures ailments except stone and KO, which is very awkward because remedy usually cures all status ailments. That's typically the power of remedy, and they're typically not available, well, not available until way later in the game. This is kind of way later in the game, but they're usually really expensive as well. But the fact that it doesn't cure everything, now remedies don't cure KO. They don't. It's what Phoenix Downs are for. But the fact that this one doesn't cure stone either is interesting. It means you'll want to bring some gold needles just in case. And we have 7 cottages. That should be enough. We also have a lot of tents. So where is this waterfall, you may ask? Well, it's actually just up the river here. Healing staff. And mage staff. Goodbye. Since we're over here, we're just gonna do this and get this part out of the way. People have said they saw something shiny behind a waterfall. Several NPCs have said that. So I wonder what it is. Well, we're gonna go find out. Healing staff. Alright. Waterfall Cavern. Bat. King Mummy and Mummies. Nothing, difficult really at all. The mage staff will make quick work of them. Maybe not the King Mummy. You'll probably have to hit it. Oh no! That's right. Undead, weak to fire. So I really make quick work of this battle. It really doesn't matter who attacks what. I should just go attack, 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 and then it's all about waiting for the mage staff. And there we go. Easy victory. And quite a bit of cash too, which is nice. Nightmares. Nightmares are annoying because sometimes they can cast the, they can have the blind status effect happen. Pretty sure that's this version of the Nightmare. Actually, it's a lot of versions of the Nightmare actually do status effects. And by versions, I mean different games. Clay Golem. So you get quite a few fights in this place, but nothing should really threaten you. At least not yet. Major Staff. I think there are a few nasty enemies in here, but we'll see. Another clay golem. What's that? Oh, nope, that's a dead end. Some more nightmares. All in all, not difficult, as you see. Snort! There it is. Miss. That causes status effect. I don't think it's an instant hit. Let's see. Another clay golem. Alright, and a lot of different paths to take. Let's try here. Nope, dead end. Alright. Great! 34 HP, 4 MP, Strength. 29 HP, 4 MP, Strength, Stamina, Luck. 7 HP, 8 MP, Strength, Luck. 4 HP, 23 MP, Intelligence, Stamina. Alright, let's try down here then. 3 clay golems. Well, now this fight's gonna take a little longer. What a shame. I'd like to find this before I end the episode. But normally what you would do is you would head to the Melman, and then use the Rosetta Stone, and then you would go someplace else, and then they talk even more about the waterfall, and then you might get the clue, hey, I should really check out that waterfall. Here we go. Cockatrice, Powerless, King Mummy, and Mummy. Here we go. Healing Staff, and goodbye. Block. Block. Miss. Just because of the stone status effect, this is probably the most dangerous fight you'll find in here is them. Healing Staff. Oh, that didn't kill the King Mummy. And the mummies can still cause paralysis. Wizard Staff. A staff that casts Confuse when used. Now, it gives more attack power, it gives more accuracy, but Confuse is meh. Even though the Wizard Staff is stronger, I typically stick with the Mage Staff and just use it. Now, I think you can still... Again, this varies on game, but you can still use it when it's in your items. You don't have to have it equipped. I don't think. Sometimes you do, sometimes you don't. I'd have to see. Another ribbon. That's good. Now you can give a ribbon to a knight, but it doesn't have that much defense. You see, and that's the trade-off when you give a ribbon to a higher armored character. Yes, they're immune to all status effects, which I really like. But their defense usually goes down as well. That's the thing. Now, because our mages are still wearing these leather caps, they've been wearing them forever, I'm going to give the ribbons to them. 6,400, 5,000, and Defender, which I think is a shield. No? No, it's a sword. Of course it's a sword. A sword that casts Blink when used. which would give your knight a lot of evasion, which makes them even tougher to kill because, hey, they could just outright avoid the attack, and then if they don't, oh well, they still have all that heavy armor. And it's a stronger sword to boot with quite a bit of accuracy. Yay, Defender. Hi! I have been waiting. Take this cube. Tiamat. Flying Fortress. Please. Okay. You obtained the Warp Cube. This will be very important. You can even say it's key. Oh, robot! Poor robot. Once you have that and you grab all the treasure chests, you can actually just warp out of here, so I don't know why I took a step. And sadly, the robot is now broken. Or warp, you can exit out of here. Bye! And that will do it for this episode. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Hope you had a lot of fun. Next time, we're going to head to Melman and show Und this Rosetta Stone. Maybe he can translate it for us. So, let me get through this real fast. Healing staff, of course. Oh, there's the Defender Sword. The Defender Sword is typically a very, from just in games when you can see it, it's typically a thick, bulky sword, and that's because you're blocking with it. So they've just always, made it that way. And we'll cast again, why not? And goodbye. There's where I parked the airship. More battles. Why don't I just end the episode? I don't know. Because I'm fallible? Because I'm not perfect? Because I thought I'd get back onto land. Oh, a cottage. Neat. There we go. Next time, like I said, we'll go to Melman and show Und the Rosetta Stone. Again, thank you for watching. Hope you had a lot of fun. I'm Cinder89. Remember to shoot for the stars and take care, everyone.